This is only the second recording these guys have done, and they're already letting loose. Hello, my name is Eric Sims. I just completed my 15th year on the faculty at Notre Dame, where I am a professor in our Department of Economics, and I'm delighted to speak with you all today about dignity. Because you were admitted to an elite college like Notre Dame, I'm guessing that you got top grades and high test scores in high school. Many of you probably played one or more sports competitively, and most of you surely have a long list of impressive extracurricular activities and contributions. In other words, you've accumulated a lot of what I'll call gold stars, marks of achievement, and other credentials. As you embark on your college careers, I'm guessing you're looking for more gold stars, things like high grades, leadership positions in clubs and other activities, admission into a top graduate program, or a job offer at an elite firm. Don't get me wrong, gold stars are great, and having goals is good for you. But if you define your life and your worth by activities and accomplishments, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. No matter how much you accomplish, something inside you will nag for more. You'll never get enough, and you'll never find peace. Modern society tries to define our worth by our accomplishments. Don't fall into this trap. For a fulfilling life, you must accept that your dignity derives not from what you do, but rather from who you are. And who you are is a beloved child of God, created in His image and likeness. Reflecting on dignity and how it relates to first-year students, I think back to my own academic experience. I went to graduate school immediately after finishing my undergraduate degree. Up until that point, school had been easy for me. It very quickly became anything but. I struggled mightily in the first year of my PhD and fell prey to constantly comparing myself to peers who seemed to be having an easier time. I became depressed and was constantly worried that I was going to be found out as someone who didn't belong. It was then that I fell into the trap of chasing these gold stars, thinking these were the antidote to my anxiety. If I could just pass first-year comprehensive exams, I thought, I would feel like I finally belong. First-year exams came and went, and I passed. I was surprised and more than a tad disappointed to discover that life wasn't much different. Then came the next gold star, passing the third-year paper requirement, and then another and another and another, defending my dissertation, obtaining an academic job, publishing my first paper, receiving tenure. At each stage, I thought if I could just get over the next hurdle and accumulate the next gold star, life would magically be better and I'd find the peace I had longed for. But things never really did get much better. Sic transit gloria mundi. In Latin, all glory is fleeting. My life and my perspective only really began to improve when I became a father to 3 beautiful girls. My middle daughter, Catherine, has a rare neuromuscular disease that leaves her paralyzed and unable to breathe on her own. She requires round-the-clock ventilation and skilled care, either from nurses, from my wife, or from me. There's very little that she can do on her own. Though her disease thankfully has no effect on her mental capabilities, hers is not a life nor a future of gold stars. It's a life of doctor's appointments, of breathing treatments, rest time, and just trying, sometimes against all odds, to do as many normal things as possible. Despite her difficulties, Catherine is beautiful, funny, happy, and loving. And she is beloved. She has taught me what true dignity is. Hers is not a life of trying to get to the summit and acquire fame, recognition, or credentials. It's a life of toil, of hardship, and frankly of a lot of monotony. But it's a beautiful life, one worth living, and one that I am privileged to share. What I've learned from my experience as Catherine's dad is something I wish I had known back when I was in graduate school and as a young assistant professor. Through Catherine, I've come to understand that life is a bit like a hike up a mountain. In our modern society, we tend to focus on the summit, the achievements, the credentials, the gold stars. But we spend the vast majority of our time on this earth not at the peak, but rather walking up the side of the mountain. And when and if we reach the summit, there's going to be another waiting to be ascended. Learn to enjoy the ride. Revel in the small moments, moments of laughter, moments of friendship, moments of toil, moments of tedium, even moments of sadness. Focus not so much on outcomes, but on the process. Don't define yourself or those around you by what you or they have done or will do. Just as my daughter Catherine is beloved, you are beloved, not because of your achievements and not because of your credentials, not because of past, current, or future gold stars. You are loved because you are you. You have inherent dignity and worth. Have goals, yes, and work towards them. But realize that your dignity and ultimately your peace and well-being lies along the path, not the peak.